You're listening to the Amazing Facts Daily Devotional. Today's topic: does the Apostle Paul speak against people who say some foods are unclean? It's best to look at Romans 14:14 in its full context. Paul was writing about a judgmental spirit among the apostolic believers. Verses 4, 10, and 13 speak against the sin of critically judging others. It caused a division in the early church. Gentile and Jewish Christians were battling against each other. The previous verse strikes at the heart of the issue. Therefore, let us not judge one another anymore, but rather resolve this, not to put a stumbling block or cause to fall in our brother's way. Verse 13. The problem was that the Gentile Christians criticized the Jewish Christians for eating food sacrificed to idols, and the Jewish Christians judged Gentile members for not regarding certain ceremonial days in Judaism. Some Gentile converts were so fearful of eating meat offered to idols that they ate only vegetables. Paul speaks of them in verses 1 and 2. The Jewish Christians thought that was ridiculous and apparently made divisive attacks against their fellow Christians. It was so serious that Paul addressed the problem again in 1 Corinthians 8:8-12. Here, Paul counseled his Jewish friends to not eat food offered to idols in the presence of those who thought it was wrong to do so. Even though they knew an idol was nothing, Paul still said to them, "Because of your knowledge, shall the weak brother perish, for whom Christ died? But when you thus sin against the brethren and wound their weak conscience, you sin against Christ." 1 Corinthians 8:11-12. So the answer to today's question is no. Paul is not directly speaking about unclean foods as defined in Leviticus 11. In fact, the issue is not really clean or unclean foods. The focus of his statements is on critical attitudes over non-moral issues that were dividing the church. He was, in essence, saying, let's stop criticizing and wounding each other and get on with sharing the gospel. Our key Bible text today comes from Romans 14:14. I know and am persuaded by the Lord Jesus that there is nothing unclean of itself, but to him that esteemeth anything to be unclean, to him it is unclean. Thank you for listening to the Amazing Facts Daily Devotional.